Hello there and welcome to the Love Them Knives channel. LTK here. What have we? We have a knife from Kizer. I guess I should formally introduce you to this knife. It's called the Megatherium. Yeah, I saw the video of the SHOT Show that was happening in January of 2017. And David Son, who's the rep for Kizer, was on camera showing these knives off. And I said, but I must possess this. And now I do. And it's June 2nd of 2017, so it's about time. Took a little while, but they're out now in the market, and this one's cool. It's the black version. There is, it's a frame lock flipper. You want to look at the lock up here. It's about 30%. Move the lock bar aside. Let her drop. Flip it. Got a big old cutaway in here, which Elijah Isham, the designer, he's kind of famous for, shall we say, unusual and exotic designs. I think we can safely say that. Yes, we can. And I love the pocket clip. It's cool. It's like shooting off this way, kind of. All these lines are going all different directions. Titanium frame. And of course, but we must check. Do we have a hardened steel insert in the lock bar, along with an over travel stop that you can see just right above my thumb through there. So you got all the goodies there. It's S35VN steel, so it's not overly exotic. It says Megatherium. I'm going to imagine that, of course, this is Isham's logo. And it says S35VN, and it has the Kizer Ki4502. A1 is the normal satin version, or it's actually a stonewashed blade, but it's not black, okay? The A2 is the blacked out version. So this doesn't have carbon fiber on the handle like this one does. This is the A1, and this is carbon fiber across here. I had one briefly in my hands. Then one of my viewers said he must have it and snatched it away, and I messed up the review and didn't know it until it was gone out of my studio and my premises, so I couldn't reshoot my video on the satin one. But I still have it. It's just that I had a G10 moment with the scales, which is kind of an inside joke. I called the scales G10 because they look like G10, and for some reason my brain just would not register carbon fiber. You read it 100 times, you look right at it, you got it in your hands. Oh God, I'm just getting older. That's it. I'm just getting older. Okay, 3.6-inch blade, black stone wash. Why wouldn't they be black wash? Oh well. 8.625 overall. You can see these specs here. 3.625-inch blade length, 5-inch handle, 0.55 thickness overall, and weight is 6.36 ounces, which is pretty heavy. And, a little deal on Kizer and Isham, and yeah. How the flipper tab disappears, and we will see that, right? You got your model number, and it's made in China, of course, because Kizer Knives are a Chinese knife company, and so their knives are made in China. Cool little piece, though. It's kind of ninja badass, isn't it? Oh, before we get too far, and it comes in the box that you do get when you get these Bladesmith series knives. Got the paperwork, Got a nice little Kizer upside down logo here, polishing cloth, and a couple of screws. There you go. And how many silver screws do you see on this knife? Now, count them real quick. All right, that works. That's enough of that. Okay, and you get a nice zipper pouch. Big zipper. I've said that 100 times, but I mean, it's a big zipper. Big zipper. And you got like this little twin poucher here. That's for your, I don't know, stick of gum, Band-Aids? Probably Band-Aids. And this is where the knife fits inside this little plastic deal. So, Band-Aids. What? I've never cut myself with a knife. Yeah, right. Okay, so, and, oh, well, the outer box fits, I mean, the inner box fits in the outer box, and there's my attempt late at night to open this box. Good job, don't you think? Excellent. Excellent technique. Megatherium, there's your model number. A2, I love this. You figure this out? So I'm not the only short bus guy around, I guess. Maybe I should put up my review of the satin version, because they think this has got carbon fiber on it. And I thought their carbon fiber one had G10, so it'd just be like tete-a-tete, right? I mean, just going with the program. I hate these boxes. I hate these boxes. I mean, when the box is in there, everything's firm. You can't just pop it like this and pull that tab, okay? You can't do that because it's so stiff, the box is inside. So you can't move that, and you can't get your finger under this tab without ripping this top, like yay. I hate the box. The outer box I hate, but that's okay. And now I've injured the box. Who cares? Megatherium. 3.6-inch blade. And the 3 5/8, maybe just a skosh over that. So 9 centimeters, maybe a little over. 8.5 overall, which is around getting close to 22 centimeters overall. So let's see what we got for blade stock. 4 millimeter, all day long. 0.158 of an inch. And can we even get our head around this? No, we can't quite. Let's get it around here. It's looks like 14 millimeters and 0.55 inches. So, you know, it's at a ½ inch, just a skosh over a ½ inch. Feels pretty good. Coming up here on this little area here where you can actually choke up a little bit. Yeah. That works. It's comfortable to come forward a little bit on here too. But this feels good. This is a real, you know, chopper, isn't it? I mean, your flipper tab is not stopping you from being able to do chopping operations. So that's kind of nice. I like that. So that won't get in the way. And where is the flipper tab? Well, it's right there. And let's release it and up. And this sucker is right up front, isn't it? Yeah, it is. But it's convenient that way. You know, it's convenient that way. And really, your fingers, it's strange, but they're not bearing down on this lock bar while you're trying to release it. Because of the design of the knife, it's almost right back here in the cutaway area where it's comfortable. And bam, there it comes right open. It's got bearings. It is centered perfectly. It has standoffs. 2 of them. It's got a lot of different lines here, you know. I mean, angles. that are milled, you know, so it's just not a flat slab here. You've got angle there. I mean, you've got, see, it gets thicker here, it's thinner here. It's very contoured all the way around. The edges get thinner, thicker. It's a whole world of different types of angles of machining, which, you know, it's a very angular knife. I mean, all this is very angular. I don't know what you'd call this blade. I can't remember. We looked at the, did we ever look at the Blade HQ thing? I don't know. They're calling it a Warncliffe, but oh, by the way, yeah, that's a right-hand tip-up only carry. I mean, so you can't go left-hand with it. And there's no lanyard hole, if you have noticed. Interesting knife. I like this design. One person was commenting on a previous Kizer video that I did, saying he thinks they've kind of worn out that pinwheel look on the pivot. You know, it's better than nothing. You know, it is better than nothing. It's stylized. I mean, if it's just not your style, it's not your style, I guess. It's all right. I mean, I don't really care that much about how fancy they try to get or not get on the pivot. It's okay for this. As long as they made an attempt to do something other than just a cap screw with a Torx in it, yeah, I'm good with this. And another person was, I know who that was too, was bitching about the Made in China sticker on these knives that you can't hardly see on this model. You can see the sticker. You can't read the Made. I can't read the Made. There you can, barely. Saying it leaves residue. You got to take gasoline or some kind of thinner or something to take off the residue. Really? Okay. Just saying. Not a big deal. Sorry. Not a big deal. But good size knife, really. 3 5/8, really good. EDCable, yeah. You know, it's a little tall. But this is all part of the design. So you either like the design or you don't. But, I mean, if you look at it height, a lot of knives are around, you know, maybe 1.25 to 1.5 inches tall. This is almost 2 inches. You know, it's right in there. So it's tall this way. So when you've got it in your pocket, so here's the top of your pocket, here's the bottom of your pocket, here's the outside of your pocket. You know, from this way to this way, yeah, it takes up some real estate, doesn't it? I just think this is such a cool knife from a design standpoint that it deserves attention for maybe possibly an entree into your collection. And how much does it weigh? Well, we saw the specs, so 6.4 ounces. And 181 grams. So it's definitely not a lightweight, is it? But it's 4mm blade stock, and there's a lot of blade there. Although there's a lot of blade missing too, isn't there? So you can see how you've got this false edge up here on top, or just a grind line up here in this blade design. But you got a really tall, flat grind here in here, and so it's really good for a lot of slicing chores, not so much for piercing tasks, but yeah, feels good. It's got good action. I haven't done anything to adjust the pivot or anything like that, and there's no blade play, there's no lock rock there. Of course, you know, the knives that I keep in my collection, I tend to maybe overdo it with them, because sometimes I'll add some kind of lubricant, a dry lube or something, maybe some CLP, God only knows. But, you know, technically these bearings are not doing high speed load handling chores, so they really probably are just fine on their own, although sometimes in my experience, adding just a couple of drops of light machine oil or something, or some dry lube tends to make them function better. I mean, I can feel the difference. So it's hard to say, and some are really, really smooth out of the box, and some of them sound like they're dragging just a little bit or just kind of dry, and I don't know. In any case, yeah, I like this knife. And, you know, these Bladesmith series knives come in nice boxes with zipper pouch, apparently extra screws, you know, a cloth. And I really do like the zipper pouches. I'll tell you what, I mean, I've got 4 or 5 ZT knives, and I never got a zipper pouch with any of them. And you know what? I don't really care so much that it has a structural box like this, but it is nice to have a structural box. They don't crush. I mean, the ZT box is more like this, which, you know, you can crush real easy, okay? But this is a very structural box, very crush proof. And then inside you get the zipper pouch, which really kind of keeps your knife from getting knocked around and stuff, because all you get on the ZT is a bubble pouch. So just saying, I have a feeling they may start stepping that up and doing some zipper pouches in the future. You can buy zipper pouches that say ZT on them, so you can buy them as an extra at least, but and I'm not really a big fan of their zipper pouches. I have one, and I'm not thinking I want to buy another one. I'd rather get a generic one that was more substantial. In any case, keep going on and on. No, but this is a cool knife. Really is. It's kind of badass. It's ninja-ish. And well, before I send you back into the YouTube world, you know, Elijah Isham. Yeah. Gonna do some stuff here for with We Knives, a collaborative there with them. The Eschaton and the Zeta. There's the Eschaton, and that is a wild looking, but you know, look at the cutouts in the, I mean, just this is him, right? And then there's the Zeta, which you don't get to see a lot of because that guy's got his hand all over it. What in the heck? In any case, you can go on to Knife News. You might want to go to the Kershaw site and sign up for Knife News. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. So there's a deal about Kizer and the Blade Show. So that's rocking and rolling. And then, have you ever noticed this Browse blade, the Raven? Of course, they did a mass drop on it before it ever got released on a normal production deal. But guess who designed this knife? With Jason Browse, or for Jason Browse. With him or for him. I know that Elijah Isham this is his deal. I mean, Jason did a video and said so. So I guess that pretty much, they didn't really even bring Elijah's name up into this when they did this mass drop over a year ago, but it was kind of interesting that later he says so, and it says so in other places where the Raven is actually there. So, you know, the Raven looks a lot like the Eschaton, looks a lot like the Megatherium. It has those angular touches, the cutouts on the blades and that kind of thing. Really nice knife. I mean, it carries really easy. The pocket clip doesn't overwhelm anything. I don't know, do I need some more light here? It's very dramatic now, but maybe I should have done that earlier, just in case. I'm trying to give myself light, but not too much reflection. Not like I'm going to get a lot off of this knife anyhow. But in any case, so yeah. But it's a black washy, very subdued, non-reflective looking thing. And of course, no carbon fiber here at all. Cool, huh? See this little area across here? Is it just where it didn't take, or did I miss something? Where it must have, the wash didn't quite, it must have been set down on something or whatever. But this is all stone wash, blacked out. kind of bad boy. So I don't know. Maybe this is the dark side, but maybe this is the good side of the Megatherium, is that the whole point is that it's kind of a futuristic badass knife, and maybe the black version is a nice one to have, really, when it comes down to it. Don't know. Well, shout out. Give me your thoughts on it. I'm going to let you go. Kizer Megatherium. Maybe I better use this as the background. Oh my God, you can't see it. Black on black. In any case, Kizer Megatherium. Black. Badass. And obviously, me in the box, we had an argument. Yes, we did. You're going to open up if I have to rip you to shreds. And I had to rip you to shreds. Thank you very much. We love them knives. Maybe not so much the boxes, but we love them knives. Stay sharp.